What's up, everybody? Sergio here again, and I'm with the professor.
I got a new t-shirt.
You did?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Breakfast Club.
I had that exact same shirt, too.
You should have worn it. We could have been twins.
I should have.
Oh, twins. Next time.
That would have been...
What t-shirt you rocking? You got a
an
t-shirt?
Under Armour shirt.
Just an Under Armour, huh? Breakfast. You ever see Breakfast Club?
Of course I have.
All-time favorite, bro.
Who hasn't?
Lived it. Lived the Breakfast Club. So 1980, how old were you?
So it was made in 1980. When I first saw it, I was maybe like 6, 7 years old.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1993.
93, dude. I was 23 years old.
You were 20 years old. Oh, wow.
Yes, very good. I may actually have socks that are older than you, like Christmas socks. Isn't that crazy? Old guys used to say that to me, and I'd be like, "That's why would you have socks that old?"
Yeah, seriously, I was gonna say.
Just wait though. When you're my age, you'd be like, "He was right. I got these Christmas socks that my mom gave me. Still work, still there." All right, so we're gonna watch 20 surprising facts about India. Are you ready?
I am ready. I am hungry.
Hey guys, my name is Dave Waffle, and welcome to FTD Facts. The channel will reteach you about everything and everything, whether it be space, the cosmos, celebrities, or your body, or in this case, India. India, it is huge. As a matter of fact, it's so big, it makes up 17.5% of the entire world's population. Hey, fact number 1. And first of all, we gotta thank a couple of YouTubers for recommending this video. That's Manish Singh and Ritzy Lala. But you know what, there are some interesting and shocking facts about India that you guys need to know about. So let's find out what they are. And before we get into it, I want to know, if you guys could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? So you got number 1. The population makes up 17.5% of the world's population. But how big is that exactly? Well, the population of India currently sits at 1.2 billion people. And guess what, guys? It's steadily rising. As a matter of fact, by 2022, they predict that it will definitely destroy China's population. And by 2050, there will be 1.6 billion people living in India. The Kumbh Mela is a mass pilgrimage of faith, where people gather around a sacred river to bathe. In 2013, the Kumbh Mela estimated over 120 million people. And on February 10th of that year, 30 million people came to the festival. As a matter of fact, it was so big that you could see it from space. At one point, India was an island. 100 million years ago, back in the dinosaur days, it broke off from the supercontinent Gondwana land, and it moved north, eventually crashing into Asia. And because of this collision, that is why we have the Himalayan mountains, which are the youngest but also the biggest mountains. In India, there are more road deaths than in any other country, with an approximation of 115,000 people dying a year from motor vehicle accidents. Now here's a shocking fact. I always thought that Hollywood was like the biggest film industry in the entire world, but actually India is. They produce over 1,100 films a year. And a lot of you guys might think, oh, they're all Bollywood films, but that's not actually true. Bollywood only produces about 200 of them. In India, they have 6 seasons. Yeah, I know, we only have like 4. You got spring, you got summer, you got monsoon, you've got autumn. And then of course you get winter, but then there's another one called Provernal. Alright, so for this next one, you know when you guys travel to a country and sometimes you like to bring some currency back, something maybe to put in your scrapbook? Well, believe it or not, you can't do that in India, because it is actually illegal to leave the country with any form of Indian currency. Mumbai is one of the most polluted cities on the planet. As a matter of fact, it's so polluted that if you spend 1 day there, they say it equals 100 cigarettes. How do people live there for more than like 3 days? In certain states in India, if you're a police officer and you grow a mustache, you will get a pay increase. I'm just waiting for them to get like monocles and maybe some top hats, and then they'll be really classy. India is also a country that has not invaded a country in 10,000 years. Although some scholars say it was 100,000 years, but this is due to the fact that India was a very rich nation, and actually kings were too busy fighting amongst themselves. In India, there are more mobile phones than there are toilets in the entire country. Wow. Okay, this is not a shocking fact, but this is really one for me. You guys know these things? Yeah, these awesome looking formal jackets. I know, they're so cool, right? Well, they're called Shawanis, and I want one. That's just the fact right now. If you go to India, be careful of the children in the school. 61% of them have a disease that causes germs on their hands. So don't be shaking anybody without sanitizing. Now, we all love spices. Some people like it hot, some people like it mild, but a lot of you guys in first world nations may think, hey, well, we get our spices from like places like Mexico. But that is actually not true, because 70% of the spices that are sold worldwide come all the way from India. Now, for us here in North America, most of us are sitting complaining about about not enough female leads in Hollywood or Donald Trump, or we're complaining about first world problems. Meanwhile, in India, they have a child slavery problem. Slavery is still a thing in India, and believe it or not, they think that there's over 14 million people in slavery, and most of them are all children. And just so you know, most of these children are working in things like quarries. Not good. In India, there's an airline company called Go Air. And speaking of females from the last one, this company only hires females. Why? Because, well, they say that females are lighter, and because of that, they save up to $500,000 US a year simply on fuel. Bills in India are great for the blind. This is because they have Braille on them. But they're not the only country to do it. Countries like Russia, China, Mexico, and Israel also do that as well. India's also claimed that it has the most diverse amount of languages in the country. In 1961, a census went around totaling 1,652 languages in the country. Big ones are, well, you guessed it, Hindi, Bengali. There's also Telugu, Marathi, and Urdu. For me, I've always loved the animals from India. They're way better than the ones in North America. I mean, elephants are just super cool. But did you know that there are over 90,000 species of animals in India? 350 of them are animals. There are 1,200 types of birds. And as for plant species, well, there's over 50,000 of them. And last but not least, guys, India has a great space exploration program, and it's getting better year by year. In 2009, India was the first country to discover water on the moon. And it makes you wonder what else they will create and what else they will discover. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this has been an awesome treat for me to talk about. To be real, there are so many things about India that I learned that I just couldn't put in this video, otherwise it would be super long. So if you guys would like to see a part 2 or have a suggestion for another type of video, let us know down there in the comments below. But thanks for watching, guys. My name is Dave Wappel. This has been FTD Facts. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, tune in for other videos, and if you guys want more Dave Wappel, head on over to my personal channel. We'll also put it down there in the description box below. Cool. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'll definitely have to look up the other videos. Wapple baby, Wapple baby. It's gonna be pretty easy to remember his name.
So was there a fact that surprised you?
A fact? How about multiple facts?
What
Plural.
were they? What were they?
Let's see. The fact that 17.5% that the Indians make up of our population here. Let's see, that they all yearly take like one bath together. Like everyone gathers around at a lake and take a bath. That one was surprising. The amount of species that they have there in India, like over 300. What was it? 350 like exotic animals like the tigers and elephants and all that, and plant species. Jesus. And then there's that depressing one of the slavery still practiced there. I was hoping we were moving on with that and putting that in the past, but not anymore. But
it is getting better there because India is going through a modernization of the country, and so you see a lot of that kind of falling aside. And it's becoming more. I think the temptation, especially when I was a kid, you would think of India as being a third world nation. And it's in transition to first world. So you see a lot of that in this video's kind of dated. You see a lot of that changing as we move forward.
And I wasn't surprised to hear about all the death fatalities, only because I hear from so many other people who've actually visited India before saying that it's impossible to drive there and it's ridiculous. And another thing too, I think it's in their religion too. I don't know if he covered that. I don't think he covered it in the video, but that if a cow goes into the middle of the street and all that, they can't and let's say it just stops there, they cannot go around and they have to let the cow try to pass and all that because they were the cows kind of worship.
Sacred, sacred cow. Sacred. We get our term sacred cow from that. You ever heard of sacred cow?
No.
So it's a term, I guess, probably of us old folks. That's a sacred cow, which means it's an issue that you don't touch. So if somebody said, something that's very personal to you, and they're like, hey, I'm going to talk to Sergio about it, and I would say that's a sacred cow, man. Don't just leave it alone. Don't talk about it. Don't touch it. Sacred cow.
Gotcha.
And holy cow. You've heard holy cow, right?
Use that every day in my vocabulary.
Holy cow. That's from...
That's another crazy thing was the whole cell phone. There's more cell phones than there are restrooms, which I'm like, maybe they
and that is changing because they are going towards that. There's a great Indian film, again on Netflix, very funny, very good, called Toilet. And it's kind of a true story, fictionalized history, I would say, of a guy who marries an Indian girl, and he brings her home, but he lives in the kind of in the sticks. There's no toilet. And she's like, I ain't staying here. I'm from the city. We have toilets. You better figure this out. It's a really good movie. Really good movie. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Where can folks find you at?
They can find me on Instagram at PowerSurge93.
PowerSurge93. All right, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Later.